let's start at the beginning. Correctly, the idea for Gruesome began as Death Roll Tours.
Yeah, exactly. Basically, the first few gigs that they did, I did the guitar and vocals for half the set. They had it split up. And, then I went back touring with my regular band, Assoult or whatever. It was a schedule conflict, so they got Max Cynic, who does a really good job, like way better than I ever did. And anyway, we were on tour with Suffocation, and because of legal issues, we can't enter Canada. So when Suffocation went to Canada, we had 2 gigs with Death to All. Seeing as how it was really easy. And that's where I met Gus, our drummer, and we were talking about how much we liked the first 3 albums. We thought it would be so cool to see like a Death to All with, you know, Terry Butler and James Murphy just playing the first 3 albums. And Gus is like, yeah, I'll do the drums for that. And I was like, yeah, you know, we were sitting around drinking beer. It's not like a serious conversation. He's like, yeah, well, you and I we'll get Eric to manage. We'll get him to do it. And we'll get Terry. We'll get James. It'd be awesome. And then I kind of jokingly, we're already joking, and then I even further jokingly said, well, if that doesn't work out, we'll just start writing our own death songs, we'll make our own band. Wouldn't that be funny? I didn't think too much about it. After the tour, I went to the UK to visit my then girlfriend, now wife. And while she was at work, I was just sitting at her house playing guitar. And I started like, oh yeah, I remember I said, well, just make some death songs, that'd be funny. And so I came up with the first song, which became Gangrene, and I sent it to Gus, and we weren't close enough to it. Then when I got home, I wrote another song, which became Savage Land, and I sent it to him. And it's great because both Gus and Dan are recording engineers, so he sent me back a track of live drums for the song, and I was like, dude, this actually sounds kind of good. And from there, Gus recruited Dan and Robin. They're all from Florida and California. And we kind of quickly put together a demo, which led to the record, and then now here we are in Czech Republic.
Awesome. But I think you don't have many European shows this summer.
No, we're only here for 2 weeks. And this is, we were here for Netherlands Death Fest in February, maybe? So yeah, it's only our second time here. But we had some warm-up shows in Florida this time, so I feel much better about these gigs than I did about all of them. So.
Were you worried or maybe skeptical at the beginning when you were starting the band because the music, let me put it this way, is not original?
Not at all. Not even
I don't know, for me personally it's awesome because I don't know, for me personally the best tribute is Imitation.
Sure.
I don't know, were you worried about, I don't know,
well, yeah,
how the public or press or whatever is going to react to this?
The main thing that I was worried about, I don't really care if people like it or if they think it sucks or whatever, but the main thing that I just wanted to make abundantly clear was that we're a tribute band, we're an homage band. Our logo looks like the Death logo. It's the same cover artist. Like, we're really trying to hit you over the head with the fact that it's a tribute. And, you know, we were playing a show in Orlando, which is like the next time they did. So I was like, hey man, thank you guys for the music. And I was like, well, really thank Chuck and all those guys. But, you know, we just have tried to make sure that it's very clear that we're giving the credit where the credit is due, which is with Chuck and Terry and Bill Andrews and James Murphy and Chris Ryford and Cam Lee and Rick Ross and all those guys. Because without them, we have no source material to draw from. So that was my main thing. I wasn't worried if people hated it. I just wanted to make sure that people knew that it was done in a respectful way, which is kind of weird for them. But it is very respectful, at least on our end, you know, and reverent. And it's already sort of gone way past where I thought, you know, I didn't think that there would be the interest for us to come over here and play in Europe. I thought it was going to be like kind of a novelty.
You said, I don't know, you started writing lyrics on your own. Was it harder for you, I don't know, to come up with riffs to something that's already has, I don't know, a template or something?
I think it's actually easier because there is a template, and you know, one of the things that I've been talking about in doing press for this record is that it's different doing a sort of homage when Chuck is the main songwriter throughout, from Scream Bloody Gore to Sound of Perseverance. And after learning, I grew up playing Scream Bloody Gore and Leprosy and Spiritual Healing when I was a kid. That's one of the ways I learned how to play guitar. But after learning, doing Death and All, learning stuff from individual dot patterns and symbolic and even Sound of Perseverance, there's a very serious, there's like a through line where you can see the riffs from Scream Bloody Gore. There's still those kinds of riffs. They're played differently, but it's still the same kind of note choices, and the way the songs are put together is very similar and stuff. And so once I was able to kind of connect those dots, it wasn't too hard. Kind of once I got going, it got easier and easier, you know. So not that it's like, oh yeah, it's no problem just to come up with a song like Chuck or whatever, but I'm just saying, like, I've been playing those, you know, Leprosy songs and stuff since I was like 13, and I'm 40 now. So I was very familiar with the material and kind of like doing the Death All gigs. I think gave me the other piece of the puzzle to kind of go out and emulate it as best I could.
Do you also take care of lyrics, because there's a lot of hidden tributes, like, I don't know, closed casted,
right.
and so on.
Yeah, I wrote. I write most of the riffs and stuff, but Gus and Dan and Al kind of work out the music. But I write all the lyrics, which has been really fun. For the first album, you know, and really the second album too, it's mostly about like old horror movies and stuff, because that's very much where death was rooted. But yeah, there are a lot of little kind of, you know, like, get it? See what I did there kind of thing, you know? Which is, you know, again, it's sort of a weird thing in the world of underground metal to be so, I don't know, I guess they call it meta now. I call it postmodern when I was a kid. But it is very postmodern in that we're aware that the audience knows the source material, and it's like the new Star Wars movie. You saw that.
Exactly.
Like it's full of like references to the old Star Wars movie, and they make sure that it feels like a Star Wars movie.
But it's also still fresh.
Right, hopefully, you know. And you know, if somebody thinks that it's just pointless, then that's totally fair. And I'm like, okay, I get it. You already have the Death albums. I got them too, obviously. Fair enough. But hopefully it's fresh enough, and you know, nobody's been making these records. I mean, Chuck's been dead for 16 years now. So nobody's been making these records for almost 2 decades. For whatever reason, they've sort of taken it upon themselves.
So how did you, when you got this idea of a band that would be a tribute, how did you complete the lineup? Gruesome?
Well, Gus deserves a lot of the credit there, because like I said, they're all in Florida. However, you know, we're all mutual friends. And in fact, Gus was the last person out of the band that I met. I've known Robin, our bass player, for 15 years at least. And I've known Dan for quite a while. And you know, Dan's in Possessed, so obviously we play our stuff. And, you know, Robin plays in Dracada and Castrator, and it was really easy. And it was really, I didn't have that much to do with it at all, because they were all in Florida recording everything. I just sort of showed up, recorded the vocals, listened to all the takes. I was like, yeah, cool, all right, great. Played some whammy bar solos, and then I turned around and went home. That was it. And you know, for Dimensions of Horror, it was even less. I got there that morning, and I left the next morning. I was in Florida for 4 hours. So it's been great. It's been you know, Dan and Gus especially, like, have just made doing this band so easy. So they deserve a lot of credit for it.
If you, I don't know, if you compare Savage Lands to the new EP Dimensions of Horrors, there's a feeling, there's a slight, I don't know, momentum towards later albums. Do you agree with that?
Well, the way that we envisioned it was that the new one is more like Scream Bloody Gore. Like, you know, the Savage Land is kind of a mix of the first 3 albums. That was the way that we intended it anyway. I don't know. But you know, certainly the production that we went for on Dimensions of Horror was like a lot more reverb and like the more mid-80s kind of guitar tones, like squishy Marshall tone or whatever. So, and you know, even the layout of the lyrics and stuff are more on this album than on the original. Because after Savage Line came out, it got some positive reviews and stuff. People seemed to be kind of enthusiastic about it. You sort of realized that we wanted to do the following records and kind of move forward through the discography and tackle spiritual healing and human and so on and so forth. But me being like more of an old school guy, I was like, damn, but we kind of missed our chance to do our Scream Bloody Gore because that should have been first. So we did Dimensions of Horror because we could. It came out pretty shortly thereafter, and you can kind of shoehorn it.
Yeah.
This should have been the first one, and then Savage Line should have been the second one, and then we're going to continue on from there. So yeah, we will be getting more like progressive and like film and that and stuff.
So even though you said you're an old school death metal fan, do you see Gruesome moving in this more progressive direction? I don't know, symbolic and some perseverance.
Well, you know, I don't know about Son of Perseverance because I guess in my mind, like as a sort of purist, it was written for Control Denied.
Yeah.
And I feel like it would have worked better as a Control Denied album. I mean, it's still a great album, tons of great riffs and great songs and stuff, but I guess when I hear it, I just think, oh man, this could have been an even better Control Denied album.
Yeah.
But we are definitely going to be moving forward. We have something in the works that I was told by the label to not discuss. That is sort of like a sneak preview of that coming up. It's just a little thing. And we already have songs for the next album, which is sort of more like spiritual healing. And we have several songs for the album after that already kind of in the can development. That's more like human, basically. And you know, I guess being an old school guy, I mean, at this point, I guess fucking symbolic is we're 20 years old. So I guess that's old school enough. I don't know, you know. But I think it's just kind of, like I said, when we started the band, we didn't have a good plan. I didn't know if we just did one album and that was it. And it would be like kind of a novelty record or whatever. But seeing as how the interest has been there, and we're having fun playing with each other, and we're having fun doing shows, to continue forward, I think the only way forward is to, you know, do what Chuck did.
Yeah.
Get all the rest of stuff. And it's more fun for me because it's stuff that I don't usually write. So it's kind of a nice challenge. Yeah, totally.
You mentioned Control Denied. Did you ever get a chance to hear the second album? Eric sadly said that there was no chance of ever seeing that released.
Eric played me a little bit of it on the Death to All bus. And I think he was going to send it to me, but he didn't really send it to me. And I didn't want to press him because I know it's not supposed to be out there. And it wasn't complete, what I heard. I don't think there was vocals on it. It's been like 4 years now. You know, what I can remember, it sounded good. It sounded kind of like what you expect it to. Chuck has a very distinctive tone. Like, even when he's trying to write power metal, it still has that sound.
Yeah, I mean, that DiMarzio sound is I don't know, it's immortal. You did a really cool video for the title track. It's really cheesy, old school horror 80s. But I don't know, that 80s horror is also kind of like maybe old school death metal is kind of written the counter. I don't know if you saw Stranger Things maybe, and It is having a remix.
Right.
Does that also influence your writing and maybe, I don't know, what are your favorites horror movies?
Well, certainly it influenced the lyrics for this stuff. I mean, that's before I was into metal at all, actually. I was into horror movies when I was like 10 in 1985, 1986. I was really into, you know, not just Nightmare on Elm Street, but also like Reanimator and From Beyond and all those kind of movies. Yeah, and my friends and I, that was like one of our big quests. And you know, that's the funny thing about Stranger Things. It did remind me of being a kid, like riding around on your bike and shit, just like looking for weird stuff. And, you know, but that was definitely a big thing for me. And then when I, you know, first got into like regular Dio and Iron Maiden and Twisted Sister, and then Metallica and Slayer and so on. But then when I kind of heard death metal, I was like, oh, this is like the audio version of these movies. Like, and especially because, you know, with the early death, you know, with Scream Bloody Gore, you got Evil Dead, there's about Evil Dead, obviously you got Torn to Pieces, which is about Cannibal Holocaust, and all these sort of direct callbacks to these movies. Your City Guts is Gates of Hell, what do they call Your City of I think it's City of Living, but in America it's called Gates of Hell. That's what I know it as. And anyway, so to me, there was just this very strong sort of time. And, you know, when we were approved to make a video, we had a budget, which was very limited. The guys that made it, Mitch from Maruda, was the main director, and he just did a great job getting what we wanted. And so I came up with this concept. The concept I had originally was a bit more elaborate. He's like, dude, have you seen the budget? Like, scale back a little bit. But it still completely captured the feel of what I wanted, which was all those movies that you have to like, come on, Mom, I got A's on the report card. Just rent me this horrible movie about somebody chainsawing people up. Like, come on. Well, okay, you seem like a good kid. You know, here's some Doritos and soda and just VHS tape, and your dad and I are gonna go have a date night or whatever. And you know, you just see it was like the gore of the '80s. I think was way more brutal than what has come since. Like the '90s was all about Scream. It was sort of like already kind of meta. It was toning it down, and you know, the people were getting prettier, the kills were getting lamer. Like, you know, I just think the 70s and 80s movies were so fucking gory. And I think about some of the stuff I used to watch when I was 10, like, Jesus Christ, what's wrong with this kid? Like, I just want to see some people get dismembered, like, you know. But you don't really see that as much anymore. Although the Evil Dead remake they did a few years ago, I thought was really good. Very bloody. So
it captured the
spirit, yeah. And I'm hoping, because it seems like the more kind of R-rated movies come out, I think people are so tired of everything being PG-13 that when an R-rated movie finally gets out in the theaters, people really respond to it because they've been waiting to see like some really violent stuff. So hopefully it does make a comeback, because I like horror movies, I just don't watch that many of them because they're just not that violent. But yeah, we were just totally trying to go for that cheesy VHS, you know, obviously schlocky, overacted, you know, fake effects kind of thing. I couldn't be happy.
CGI, just effects.
No CGI. Well, except for the portal that the guy goes through. And it's pretty low budget CGI. It's pretty 80s. So, and that's not a diss, I mean, that's intentional, you know, so, yeah, I was like 100% happy with it. Because I've never really had positive experiences trying to make videos before. Because this one I was really excited about.
Just one question.
Yeah,
before, did you get the chance to see Deathgasm?
I did, yeah.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it was fun. Like, lots of violent scenes and, you know, good jokes and stuff. And it reminded me of that sort of like, you know, very New Zealand, like kind of the early Peter Jackson stuff, like Brain Dead and shit, where it's extremely gory, but it's also funny. And those were always my favorites when I was a kid. Like, Evil Dead 2 has a sense of humor, Reanimator has a sense of humor, and this sort of carries that tradition, you know, and mixes it with metal, which is like, so yeah, that was really good.
Okay, just, I don't know, quick question. Is there anything new happening in New Zealand?
Yeah, we're very close to being ready to record a new album. There's been a lot of things that have happened since the last one. We did like 27 tours. And I think we all needed to kind of just take a break from playing, especially like playing live and stuff. I think we played like 2 shows in the last year.
Yeah.
And so there's that, and then also I drove to Florida, then we moved back to California. I got married, our guitar player got married. We have a new bass player. There's also our old bass player, which is Ross Seward from the first Exhumed record. And we are in the process of just like, we completed our record deal, so we're in the process of like getting all the business stuff squared away. And between all of that stuff, kind of time is like, the material's been written for like a year. So we're finally almost ready to actually record it. So I'm really excited about that.
Okay, that's it for me. I don't know, I can say in my name, I'm a huge Death fan, one of my favorite bands. We got a piece of that, us fans who were too young to see the original Death with Death to All.
Right.
And now I can say thank you. I think in the name of most fans for bringing that old school Death
Oh, well, thanks, man.
back to us.
It's really like, it means a lot that people like what we're doing and are supportive of it. And even, you know, like Terry Butler, like has come on stage with us, and James Murphy did a solo for us. And we're gonna have other guest appearances going forward, and all those guys have been nothing but cool. And all, you know, the vast majority of people out there seem to have taken it for what it is, which is a tribute. And it's, you know, it's really happy. It makes me happy because I don't want people to think these dudes are just ripping off some dead guy, which is really tacky. And it's like, no, we're all fans. It's just we happen to be on the other side of the stage, but you know. So thank you. That means a lot. Appreciate it.
So if you just, I don't know, have a quick message for our readers and viewers in Slovenia.
I would just thank you for the support, and hopefully we'll see you soon over there. Hail and kill.
Awesome. Thank you.
Cheers.
Very much.